Good morning, everyone. I don't know what I was just playing there. So this morning I have here a guitar that seems to generate a lot of views on my shorts. By the way, sorry for the lighting. I'm going to my ceiling light is spoiled. So I'm just gonna use natural lighting from outside, from the window. Anyway, I have here the Squier. Oh, it's so dark. I don't think you can see it. Let me find a way. All right. Let's do that again. So this is a Squier Classic 5 50's Strat, which seems to generate a lot of views on my shorts, and I've gotten a few requests to do an overview of it. First of all, this guitar is heavy, like really heavy, and here I have my EVH 5150 standard. It's heavy because of the steel Floyd Rose here, but this thing, the Squier Classic 550 that I got, I think I got this in 2021. Serial number is 2021, so maybe I got it in 2022. But it's been with me for how many years? 3 years now. But I really am not playing with it too much because the thing is heavy. Like, I wish I have a weighing scale here, or something I could weight to show you the weight of it. Contrary to what I first said to my short video, the body is not pine. I think it's let me check on the internet, because I'm also not sure what the body is. Okay, I found out on Fender's main website that the body is pine, and I'm just wondering, because the time when I bought this guitar, there were a few models there. There was I think there was a red one. I can't remember the name of that. The name of the color. It's a red one. It's also a Classic 560s. Squier's Classic 560s. No, 50s, with a red body. And then there's another one that has a sunburst finish body, which got a nice grain. Originally I wanted to get the sunburst finish, but the body was too light. I mean, it was too light, and I didn't like that it was too light. So between this color and the red one, I chose this one. And I think I wasn't aware that it was quite heavy until I brought it home. I think because I was confused with the weight of the sunburst against this one, which is the sunburst was very light. and this one was a bit heavy. I thought it was normal, so I got this instead. And then when I went home and compared it to my other Fender Strats, this is the heaviest Strat I have, which is kind of weird. If they all have pine body like the other one, the red one and the Sunburst one. Sunburst was the lightest. In fact, it's too light for me. Red was okay, but the color I didn't like. So I thought, why is this thing a lot heavier than all guitars? It's a question that I can answer because I don't know what the problem is with its weight. I mean, it's got the same hardware as the other ones. It's got some, so it's a blonde finish, but it's definitely not something that is same to a Fender blonde, because it looks pink. To my eyesight, it looks kind of pinkish and not like those Fender blonde finish with slightly yellowish tint to them. Against the sunlight, I can see the grains, but I don't know if it registers on the camera because of the exposure of the camera. I'm using a different camera right now. It's not my best camera because the other one is being I am charging the other one. So for this, to my eyes, I can see some grains, nice grain patterns, but the color is a bit pink and it's not white. And it seems like as it ages, it becomes more darker, especially around this part here, which of course you cannot see because of the crappy camera I'm using. So yeah, that's the one question I have. Why is this a lot heavier than the other two when all of them have pine body? I think somebody commented that pine is supposed to be light, quite light, and then somebody replied to him that not all pine are the same. Some are hard and some are heavy and some are very light. So I guess that answers my questions about the weight of this guitar. So other things I've changed, I refretted. Of course, I refretted the fret wires to jumbo fret wires, and I changed the nut to a brass nut. Another thing that I don't like about this guitar is the tuning machines are a bit stiff. Like they're hard to turn. Unlike the other two Squier classic vibes that I have. But it stays in tune. It's just that the it stays in tune. It works, but it's also a bit strange to me that some of the tuning machines here are a bit stuck when I tune them. It's very hard to turn. It takes a bit of energy and strength to turn them. I don't know if they've been installed incorrectly. It might be that they drilled the hole slightly off and instead of a 90-degree angle. A lot of things. Could be just the tuner is just really bad on this set. I don't know, but I can say that this is not the best Squier that I have. I wouldn't say that this is the best one. I might say that this is the worst one because of the tuners and the weight. I mean, I bought it on impulse because I got really mesmerized by the grains in there. But it ended up not being used a lot because this is not my favorite guitar. Neck finish is I feel like the neck finish is too thick from the looks of it, and after several, I don't know if it's originally this dark. I cannot remember exactly. It might not be, or it might be, because I remember I left this on the rack, on my guitar rack inside the room for a few months, where the sun always shines in the old place that I live in. So this might have gotten darker in a few years because of the high UV rays that is present in the last place that I lived in. I think I also changed the pickups. They don't look like they're the original Squiers that they have, and it looks to me that these are my spare Fender Japan pickups. Could be from the 50's, traditional 250s, or traditional to late 60s. Anyway, they're all the same. You have Fender. If you have the current lineup of Fender Japan 50s and 60s and late 60s and 70s, they're all the same pickups. That's another tip. Now they're just going to be different if you buy the Heritage series from Fender Japan. Those have different pickups, although I'm not sure if they have it, if they have the Heritage pickups same on the Heritage 70s and Heritage 60s and Heritage 50s, but the traditional 2 and Heritage pickups are different from what they said, because Heritage 2 are supposed to be like vintage spec, like they have I think it has nitrocellulose finish and on the body and the neck. So I don't know what the difference is. It could be the wood breathes more and the sound is different, or it ages like an American vintage. Potentiometers are bad. Of course, they are cheap, as you can hear. It's already faulty, although nothing a contact cleaner can't fix. It sustains nice. I don't have a clean sound setting to demo the sound of the clean pickups. Anyway, I don't play clean, so I might not be able to show you the sound of it clean. Because of the weight of the guitar, I wouldn't want to go out on a gig with it. Maybe I'll have it as a backup But anyway, nowadays I don't do gigs anymore. I only do this. I only do collecting guitars for amusement, and sometimes I just want to stare at them. I stopped gigging about 10-15 years ago, I think, 13 years ago exactly, when I got my first child, when I had my firstborn child. Unless maybe you're young and you have all the energy to carry this around on a 2-hour set or 1-hour set on your shoulder. But I mean, it's the first thing that I noticed when I carry this guitar is it's heavy. So if you have a Squier or Classic Vibe 50's Strat that is same for this one, and maybe you think it's heavy too, just comment below, and so that we can have maybe a club of the of the heavy Squier Classic Vibe series Strat 50's. No, I'm just joking. I don't know what you guys want to know about this guitar. It's a nice guitar. Personally, I liked it more when I haven't changed the fret wires yet, because it felt different. It felt nice, but now that I've changed the fret wires to jumbo, it kind of calls me to scallop it and have that scallop feel. But the problem is the tint on this is very dark, that if I scallop the fretboard, I'm not going to be able to replicate the color of the tinted neck, and it's just going to be ugly. It's just going to look like this part, the scallop part here, is very white, and the back will be dark, and the headstock will be very dark. So because it's not scalloped and it's got jumbo fret wires, I'm not playing it too much. I don't hate it too much, although I don't like it that much because of the weight. Just the weight, that's the problem. I tried putting the neck, one thing is I tried putting the neck of this to a different body, or a different Squier body. Problem is the screws doesn't align, and the screws have different size on it. It's a bit thinner than what the Classic Vibe 70 Strat screws have, so it doesn't fit the other Classic Vibes that I have when it's supposed to fit, just because of the size of the screws. Because the size of the screws on this is a lot thinner, it cannot fit the black body of my other Classic 70s Squier Classic Vibe 70s Strat that I have, because of the holes will be too big for the screws of this one. And if I put the screws of the Classic Vibe 70s to this body, the screws will be too big for the holes on this one, so it's not gonna fit. I don't want to break the guitar, so that's why this guitar is not my favorite guitar right now. Although I'm still thinking of a way to make it my favorite again, so that it doesn't take up space and in my storage or the bomb shelter. Another thing is, it sounds dark. Like when the one I'm using, the pickups I'm using on the short video that I posted a few years ago, was the original pickups, and they sound a bit dark. Even though I've replaced the pickups now to the Fender Japan ones, which sounds bright. Like if I'm gonna change to a different guitar. Okay, so this is the classic. No, this is a traditional 250 Strat that I have, and it's got the original pickups here. And I think. And now you compare that through. To my ears, this sounds a bit darker than the other one, than the original Fender. Somebody commented before that how's the tremolo on this one? It's okay. After playing like that, it's a bit out of tune. So the tremolo is not bad. It's quite solid. The tremolo is quite solid. The saddles are, I don't know if they're steel or stainless steel or whatever. You can use as definitely not those cheap ones that some Squiers have, like those first generation Squiers. So bent steel saddles are very nice. A nice touch. In fact, when I was young, I used to obsess over bent saddles on the Squier. Like I said, because my first guitar was a Squier, a classic pack. It's a Squier SP10 pack. I got in 2000, whatever, I forgot. And they always have the block saddles here, which of course were just plated to have chrome. I think they're chrome plated, but inside of it is zinc, and so it's not really a solid saddle. And I used to obsess over them. Well, why wouldn't they use bent steel saddles on this? And then now the Classic 5s have them, and they don't tarnish. They do tarnish a bit, but with all my Squiers that I just left in the storage, I don't use a lot. They do tarnish a bit, but I haven't seen one saddle has become rusted. So they're very good. It's just that the tremolo block, I don't have my screwdriver right now. The block of the trem block inside is zinc. So if you have this guitar, you might want to upgrade it to a brass nut. I don't know if you can buy a steel trem block for this that fits, but I bought for my Classic 570s a brass one. I don't know if it improves the tone, but anyway, if you're like me that I don't play the guitar too much, what's the point of upgrading it? I guess one reason why you want to upgrade is because the tremolo is really good and it sings in tune. But if you have a sync block inside, it can get destroyed by you abusing the tremolo. So maybe that's the reason why you should upgrade to a different tremolo block, because this thing here, the thing that's holding this is the tremolo block. So if you have a zinc one, it can break if you play like, if you treat your tremolo like a Floyd Rose. So I guess that's one reason why you should upgrade, so that it doesn't break. But so far, for me, I don't think I want to spend more money to upgrade. I mean, to make this a lot, make this a lot better guitar. I don't like the pickups, the Fender pickups here. It doesn't feel right to me. I mean, the sound is not. I like the older pickups. I guess I'm gonna find out where I put them and gonna put it back, and maybe it can return the magic that I got, the magic that it gave me when I first saw it on the store. Maybe if I have time, I could just remove all the finish, bring back the smaller size fret wires, or remove all the finish and scallop it, except for the headstock, because the headstock, if I remove the finish on the headstock, the brand name will go with it. Okay, one thing I want to say about this guitar, it seems that the serial number at the back here is under the thick finish, unlike the two Classic 5s that I have, which is outside of the finish. So I don't know if other people have it too, but this one is under the finish, while my other two Classic 5s, Strats, have the serial number and this thing outside of the finish. So if you just want to remove the serial number and all these things at the back, you can use just use a bit of alcohol and wipe it down. It will go away. And of course, it has the smaller fret inlay, fret dots, not the standard 6.5 or 6.3 mm from Fender. And I guess that's it for this guitar. It's not that great, to be honest. It's not that great, again, because of the weight and the tuners. Who knows, I might have just gotten a really bad one, because like the other guy commented on my video, they seem to be inconsistent with their specs in the factory, because of this one's also got a thin neck, but not very thin compared to the Classic 570s that I have, the vintage white one. But this is a bit thin. I mean, for me it's a bit thin. And then I saw another video of a guy from UK that he feels that the neck is a bit thick for a Squier. So yeah, I guess they're inconsistent. But anyway, that's what you get for cheap guitars. Sometimes it's a hit and most of the time they're very good, but sometimes it's a hit and miss. So if you're gonna buy a guitar, my advice to you is just make sure that you really want the guitar. And if you're already in the store, you're trying out the guitar, make sure that you're not going to do any modifications with it. Make sure that what you feel in the store is going to be what you want to play in the future. Because if you try and modify it, it's definitely going to have a different feel. And this is what happened to me with this guitar. It's a good guitar, but it's not my favorite one. So I guess that's it for today, and I hope you enjoyed this video, because I definitely did not enjoy the guitar. And nothing against this, nothing against Squier and all this. I might just have gotten a bad one, or it's my fault for buying it on impulse. But anyway, that's how I am, and that's how we live life. We live life by mistakes, and when we learn, we don't do it again. So that's for today, and maybe I'll see you on the next video. A bit busy right now, having some health issues again, connected to my transplant and all this, so not able to do a lot of videos recently. I'll see you on the next video. This is Mel. Bye bye.